it's my favorite part, right? Walking through the actual day in the life of what an advisor can go through, right? So you can imagine today, this might resonate with a couple folks here. Your advisors might be hopping between multiple systems. You know, you're logging into, your data brokers, you're logging into your insurance providers, you're logging into multiple systems, working in spreadsheets just to get that single view of the customer. Some advisors are spending upwards of 20 to 30 minutes per client preparing for the next interaction, or even just getting an update to a customer, right? So we'll talk about all of that. We'll talk about how you can drive productivity from an automating onboarding and KYC, and then what does it look like to have practical AI in the workflow of your advisors so that they can do more with less and provide that white glove experience. So I just want everyone to just imagine with me, right, the future of what that could look like. And we'll do that with Lauren here, who works at Omega Asset Management as an advisor. She's managing high net worth individuals as well as institutional clients and overseeing the portfolio performance, ensuring that she's growing the wallet share for each individual client. And she wants to provide this white glove service at scale, right? And how does she do that, right? The first place that she'll start is actually in her advisor homepage. And what you'll notice here is that you can see her entire territory in one place, right? I can see all my big ticket items, all my big ticket deals, all my high net worth individuals, whether they're generational wealth, you can segment your clients as you see fit. You can then also take a look and see what assets are under management, what are the new assets, are there any open opportunities that we're running against, what accounts are at risk, and what the engagement scores look like across her book of business. So when was the last interaction that she had with a client in her book of business, right? And you'll see in that advisor home all the action items that she has in one place so that she's staying on top of her book of business and driving not just reactive engagements, but being proactive and the system being prescriptive so that she knows what to do next, right? And you'll see that she's working to open up a new investment account for a client. So let's hop into that environment right now. So you'll see here, I'm just looking at Claire Johnson, who's a client of mine. I can actually take a look at all the information about her, where she works, when's her birthday, her age, all the contact information, where she lives. And more importantly, the single source of truth is creating value because I can actually also then see what are her investments, what are her total investments, not just liquid assets in her bank account, but any investments accounts, any insurance policies, and any assets or liabilities that she owns. So I have a full picture of her financial health as a client, and I can proactively recommend the most important products to help her achieve her goals, right? So I know that she wants to invest in a vacation home out in Greenpoint, Cape Town, and we're trying to help her get to that, right? So being able to have that single source of truth allows the advisor to provide the best service and allows them to get that clear picture in just a matter of clicks, right? And more importantly, when it comes to growing the assets under management or growing the wallet share, is having a full picture of her account, right? So when I look at Claire Johnson, I'm not just looking at Claire Johnson, I'm looking at her household. I'm looking at her spouse. I'm understanding where she banks. I'm also understanding where she's employed, right? And I also understand all the key relationships that are associated to Claire. And that's, her lawyer that's helping with estate planning, right? So you're getting a real picture of this client at a 360-degree view. And why this is important is then you can activate Claire Johnson as well as your entire book of business that's been segmented with personalized communication. You can also then ensure that you're growing the average wallet share for that household. If she has a grandparent or she has family members that also require this service, you're able to grow that wallet share, right? And drive referrals, right? Because you deliver this experience, and I hope the idea is that you're able to grow and get some referrals from this client as well, right? This whole single view is really powerful. And then next area that I wanted to talk about is those life events and milestones, right? Knowing and being able to provide that personalized experience that they got married in 2022, and I know that there's an anniversary coming up. I know that they've bought a house early in the year, and I know that they're planning on purchasing a dog, right? So this is where that hyper personalization comes in, and this is done at scale, right? And you put this information into the CRM as you're getting to know the client, and that's how you make sure that you're able to touch base with them in real time and have that personalized experience. And you'll see that wedding anniversary notification is popped up over here. So Lauren, the advisor, can come in and actually action on that. Now, the next area of productivity gains that we are seeing is how do we drive actionable insights like KYC and onboarding. And you'll see over here that all the KYC steps are made available. So I know what steps I need to take on, right? So I can see that I need to collect client documents and client IDs. I need to, make sure that all that information is captured. And you can automate not just KYC, opening an account, closing an account, going through, for example, a wealth advisor health check. So all these workflows are automated. Now I'll pause here and I'm going to take a little bit of a step into the future, the next minute here, and show how advisors are taking this foundation and really accelerating it with AI in the flow of work. So I'll do a quick example. So this is us tapping into that native generative AI capability. And again, this is just an example. You can think about how this could apply in multiple ways, but I'm just going to go summarize her account right now. So imagine you have 50 clients under management that you need to work through, and you have a new advisor that comes in. This is the type of capability that will allow you to accelerate that time to value and get the right insights from your clients. So I can actually immediately see all those assets that I was going through and all the main recent events. And I also know that Claire has an onboarding journey that she's working on. And I also know it's her anniversary, right? So I can actually draft an email to prompt her to provide those KYC documents, right? And what the system will do is, taking in context of what we know about Claire, draft a personalized email that I can then directly send, and I can tweak it, I can adjust it and send it directly to the client. And because it's her birthday, maybe you want to add a bit of context on it being Claire's anniversary to provide that white glove service. So, I went through a lot here, but I really want to tie it back to the outcomes and value that we're delivering. Being able to have that 360-degree view of your entire book of business, and also providing that white glove service for your specific clients, automating those KYC and onboarding steps, and collaborating with other team members that might need to be involved, and then seeing that AI in the workflow of your advisor's journey, right? So this is where, when we talked about profits declining for some of our clients, this is where they get that profit back. Saving time, doing more with less, using the correct technology. And I want to, leave this with everyone to just imagine what the future of their advisor experience could look like to deliver a differentiated experience in the market today.